and welcome to this episode. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the unique reference of objects or variables that you define in your Python program. In the previous video, I explained to you how variables help us to reference memory locations or memory addresses with human readable names that makes it easier for us to remember and makes it easier for us to understand our programs instead of using the numeric or hexadecimal representation of the memory addresses that Python internally uses to reference data in memory. Okay, but there are times when it is important for you to know the unique identifier that is within the Python interpreter, what uniquely identifies your variable, and that actually translates into a way of addressing your data in memory. So I'm going to start my Python interpreter here, and I'm going to declare two variables. Let's say name is equal to, I'm going to say Edward Pi, and I'm going to say age is equal to 14. Okay, now if I want to know the unique identifier of these variables, because now I have two variables, that is name here and then age. Now if I want to know how Python internally uniquely identifies this and then how it references them in memory, because it translates into how these data, the Edward Pi here and the 14, are referenced in memory. The variable names are just a way for us to have a human readable alternative of accessing these data that we have already put in our computer's RAM. Okay, so as far as our Python code is concerned, anytime we say name, is going to bring us Edward Pi, and anytime we say age, is going to bring us 14 until we change it some way, somehow. So for instance, if I say name, you see that it is going to go to the part of the RAM that stores the value Edward Pi, and so it's going to read whatever is there and show that to me. If I do the same thing for age, it's going to read the value that I put in some section of RAM whose address I do not know. All I know is that I put 14 in some section of my RAM, and in my code I reference it as age. Okay, but within the Python interpreter, Python has a way of uniquely identifying every object or every variable that you create within your source code. And to do that, it is very easy. You actually use an inbuilt function called id, and then you give it the name of the variable whose ID you want to know. So once I do this, it is telling me that the unique identifier for the variable name is 43549101192. Okay, and if I check that for another variable, say age, then I expect that to also have a different address, okay, or a different ID. So under no circumstance should two variables have the same unique identifier. Of course, if two variables have the same identifier, then we can't call them unique, and it means there's a problem somewhere. But it is 100% assured that anytime you declare variables, each one of them within the Python interpreter has a unique ID that you can always read back. Okay, and there are scenarios within which it is important for you to know the ID of your variables. Other than that, you are always guaranteed a way to access your data by just using the variable name. So this is an important thing to know, that there's an inbuilt function called id that you can use to get the unique identifier, the unique identifiers of your variables within your Python interpreter. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video where I'm going to teach you about the different data types in Python. Thank you, and I'll see you later.